Stop being dumb. Stop doing self-destructive things in your trading. I mean, I could sit here and yell at you all day about how you should stop over-leveraging, you should use risk management, you should follow your rules. But I'm sure you've already done that for yourself. I'm sure you've sat down with yourself and said, come on, man, stop doing dumb stuff every single day. I mean, when you really think about your losses, it's usually because you do something dumb, isn't it? It isn't because you're perfectly following your plan and doing everything right and following the process to a T. Usually when you have a blown out loss, it's because you did something dumb. Maybe you overtraded, maybe you overleveraged, maybe you just threw risk management out the window, maybe you moved your stop loss. Maybe you got tilted and instead of stopping the day right there, you felt you needed to recoup your losses. And then what happens? Slowly, things spiral out of control. The market has a way of frustrating you. The market has a way of making you angry. Before you know it, you're not thinking clear. You're pressing buttons. You have no idea what's going on. Your account is getting blown out. I'm sure if you've traded for any amount of time that you've experienced this at least once. And if you haven't, then I have no idea why you're on this video, because you should just be off making boatloads of money and you're, crushing it, living on a yacht somewhere. But most of us do not have the luxury of just always doing the right thing when we need to do the right thing. I mean, the hardest part about trading is the performance, is actually showing up and doing what we need to do when we need to do it and not making mistakes, not making dumb mistakes. This is, of course, assuming that you have an edge, that you've taken the time to learn the markets, that you've done your back testing, you've done your research. And now you're at the point where it's like, you have an edge. You're positive that the math works out. So why aren't you profitable yet? If you knew for a fact that if I place this trade and then this trade and then this trade, regardless of the results of those trades, whether they're losses or wins, that at the end of the month, I'm going to make money. I mean, I'm in the position where I know that for a fact. And still, sometimes I'll make mistakes. Move the stop loss. Why would I do that when I know it's going to lose me money, right? These are the dumb mistakes that you need to cut out. Stop doing dumb things. But obviously, if it were that easy, you would just wake up one morning and say, hey, Johnny, or whatever your name is, stop doing dumb things in your trading. Stop blowing up your trading account. And boom, problem solved, right? But obviously it's a little more difficult than that because you're fighting your evolutionary brain. You're fighting the brain that does not like taking losses, that does not like pain, that finds it hard to hold runners and hold winners. Because when you're holding a trade, there's this constant uncomfortability. There's this constant pain of, oh, what if it comes back? What if it stops me out, right? You see the profit on the screen and it might go way further up or down. And that's what your plan accounts for. That's what your backtesting accounts for. But you can't emotionally hold through those times to perfectly follow your plan because it is uncomfortable to hold. The mind does not like pain. So in this video, what it's really about is starting to deal with this pain. Learning to sit in the pain and not react to the pain. It's really about becoming a non-reactionary person. And it doesn't mean you're not going to feel these emotions because it's impossible to turn it off. You are going to feel, you're going to have thoughts, you're going to have emotion while you're trading. That's just how it is. And it's probably going to be pretty intense. But how good are you at sitting with the pain? I'm not talking about controlling the pain, fighting the pain, trying to resist the pain. I'm saying allowing the pain, befriending the pain. Seeing the pain arise and saying, hey, you know what? Come on in. It's totally fine that you're here. This is normal. Because at the end of the day, it's really about seeing what's going on inside of you, whether it be painful emotions, thoughts telling you to do the wrong thing, and then not reacting to those things. It's not about banishing it because you never will. If anyone tells you, oh, here's how you, never have emotions while trading again, or to be completely non-emotional, you are human, so you're always going to feel some sort of emotion. But your work, your practice is how great can I deal with this emotion and in this thinking? How skilled can I become at dealing with my internal state? Basically mastering myself. To be a successful trader, this is what you need to focus on. I mean, obviously it's good to build an edge and backtest and have a lot of confidence in your strategy, because that will help with what I'm talking about. Help you have that confidence to follow your plan because you have that data right in front of you. But once you do that work, it really becomes, how can I master myself? And you can train your mind to help you do this, right? So one way you can train your mind is through meditation. If you are a trader, like in my opinion, you should be meditating every single day. And this is because the act of meditating helps you with mastering yourself, helps you with being non-reactionary, right? So really that is the problem, right? When you really think about it, it's your behavior is dumb. You're doing dumb things. I could sit here and I could scream at you, stop doing dumb things. But that's not going to work. That's not going to stick. You're going to forget about this video in a few weeks and, oh, maybe you get that initial motivation. Oh, motivational push. Don't do dumb things. But when you're in that moment, and let's say you've taken 3 losses in a row, right? How are you going to feel in that moment? Probably not very good. You're probably going to feel some kind of way. And this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you decide, am I going to follow my plan knowing I'm going to make money? Or am I going to do something dumb that completely sets me back, sets off my progress? And how good can I be in those moments, right? It becomes critical moments in trading that defines your success, defines if you have a blowout day or not. It's that moment of deciding, am I going to click the button again right now? Or am I just going to walk away? Those are the moments that will define you. So what I suggest is, in moments of heightened emotion, feel the pain, accept the emotion, and for most people, honestly, just walk away. That's your biggest power in trading, is just learning to just walk away from the screens. Because when I really think back on all of my worst days, if I could have walked away earlier on, I would have had a much, much better experience and a much better time. So, learning these things within yourself and setting up structures to help you when things start to go awry. For example, if you suck at taking losses, which I struggled very heavily with that, then you need to set up things in place to help when this starts to happen. It starts with 1 loss. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Second loss. That's downright frustrating. Third loss. Okay, now I'm angry, right? Now I'm tilted. Now my heart rate's risen. Now I'm starting to lose control. And it doesn't have to be that way, right? And everybody's going to have different thresholds of pain. Some people, they could take 5, 6 losses in a row, and because they know their plan is going to work over time, they're completely fine with that. Other people, they take 1 loss, they completely spiral out of control, right? So it's going to be different scales for different people. But that's why you need to build and cultivate this self-awareness in yourself to see, okay, what makes me tick? What makes me do the wrong behavior? What makes me go off my plan and get into this state where my mind is not clear and I can't make the right decisions, right? Part of the reason you're doing dumb things is because in your own life, you're doing dumb things every day. You are drinking, you are eating unhealthy food, you're smoking weed maybe, you're playing video games. I'm not saying all these things are inherently evil or bad, but if you're trying to be successful as a trader, if you're trying to have control over your behavior and your mental state, what do you think these things are going to do to you in the actual charts? How you live your life is going to define how you show up to the markets. If you drink Saturday night, you're going to be hungover Sunday. You wake up Monday for the markets, you're not going to feel 100%. You're not going to be 100% there. And I'm sure some people can pull it off, but why make things harder on yourself, right? I mean, this is stuff that's good for to do in your life anyway, is to cut out BS, cut out instant gratification, cut out social media, cut out any kind of drug, cut out nicotine, cut out drinking. It's all hard to do, but if you want to be performing at your top level, then you need to treat yourself kind of like you're an athlete, right? Exercise, wake up early, have a clear mindset, meditate. This is how you start to train yourself to stop doing dumb things. Build your muscle of discipline, recognize where you're going wrong and how you can work to change it, and start to really meditate and cultivate and build that self-awareness. I do help people with this thing one-on-one, so if you're interested in that, just shoot me an email down below and we'll try to arrange a time slot that works for both of us.